Hi, everybody. Reese Davis with you, bringing you the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 pregame show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. One of the most spectacular venues in football. A live look in now as the players on both sides going through final preparations, making sure all the swag is lined up just right because you want to look good if you're playing in the AT&T Cotton Bowl. Thanks for joining us here on the NCAA College Football pregame show. Now let's send it out to Brad and Kirk for all the action. We'll see you at the half.
Deep in the heart of Texas is where we can be found. We're at the AT&T Cotton Bowl. Before we head down to the field for the coin toss, we'd like to remind you this game is brought to you by Coke Zero. Real Coke taste, 0 calories. Enjoy everything. Teams are lining up for the kickoff, and we're just about set to get this one underway. He just drills this one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. The quarterback leads the team out on the field for the first drive. The defense has got some of their best pass defenders on the field. They set up in the dime to counter that 5 wide receiver set. He throws a dart to the left. That's incomplete.
I mean, he has his wide receiver wide open. You spend all those hours during the week to be able to get prepped and ready to go. You got an open man like this, just step and deliver and make the throw.
Got a man tackled for a loss. Drop back 4 yards on that one.
This defense is fast enough that they can create negative yards on completed passes. So the offense might want to consider that next time they try that play.
Third down, 14 yards to go. Ball on the 21. Delivers to the halfback on the screen. And he's shoved out of bounds at the 29-yard line.
I know the defense would have liked to have prevented such a big gain, but the important thing is that they held and brought up 4th down.
Johnson is waiting for the snap. He wasn't breaking that tackle. What a hit. So let's see what the offense can do as they come out onto the field.
Two times.
Just throws this one away. Galloway's been having a record-breaking season, Herbie. He's a very special player, as those stats would indicate. We'll see if he can stay hungry here and keep it rolling. So it's 2nd and 10. Ball on the 40. Gets it. He's in space. And he's tackled at the 48-yard line.
This guy has that innate ability to get just enough distance from a defender to make a completion possible. You don't see it from every receiver, but this guy's got it.
Quick out to his receiver. Tackle at the 43.
That's good for a gain of 5 yards. That brings him 2nd and 5.
Let's go. Check 59. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Easy.
Quick strike to the receiver. Brought down at the 36. Roland gains around 7 yards with a catch, and that's good for a first down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback to locate his receiver past the sticks and get him the ball? That was a great throw.
Now he tries to buy some time. They'll bring him down at the 30-yard line.
That'll make it 2nd and 4.
And they got to him before he could get back to the line. The defensive end was the victor on that play as he bolted in to tackle him for a loss.
And he was able to do that because the interior linemen held their ground, leaving the runner with no options.
From the 33-yard line, third down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Flips it, middle to the running back. Tackle made right around the 20. And a nice pickup there.
I'll tell you what, the defense gambled a bit here and came with the blitz, and the quarterback showed tremendous poise by making a good read and delivered a nice ball to the open man.
And he makes it out to about the 17-yard line.
That'll make it 2nd and 7.
And he makes it out to about the 14-yard line.
That'll make it 3rd and 5.
Quick strike to the receiver, touchdown. And he converts the extra point. A 10-play, 60-yard drive, and they add 7 points to the scoreboard.
Brad, I thought that was a textbook drive. I thought they did a really good job of showing balance, mixing the play calling with the run and the pass. Just an overall well-executed touchdown drive.
So our score, 7-0. The Longhorns are right where they want to be early in this one, partner.
Well, this is what their coach talked about, getting off to a great start. The defense did their job, and it's nice to see the offense move the ball down the field and also get some points on the board.
You never like to have to play from behind, but a deficit this manageable shouldn't be in the front of their minds. They just need to go out there and play. And they make the stop right around the 24-yard line.
He wasn't decisive at all on that option, and once he kept it himself, there was no place to go.
We've got a 2nd and 11. Ball on the 24. Nice run there.
Good for a gain of 6 yards. 3rd down.
It's our time. It's our time. Check.
Fires in a hurry. Interception. The 10. He's into the open field. Touchdown. He makes the PAT. Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. The Longhorns are looking downright scary on defense so far, Herbie.
They are flying around as a group right now, completely aware of what this offense is trying to do and dismantling them every single time on every single play.
It's going to be interesting now to see if this quarterback can put that last throw behind him.
This quarterback needs to be a little bit more careful because this defense is excellent on capitalizing off the mistakes.
And down he goes at about the 27-yard line. So the quarterback keeps it for 2 yards.
That corner did a great job there containing the outside and not allowing the ball to get by him. That showed good discipline by this defense.
He makes his way out to about the 35.
That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
Watch 14, watch 14. Come on out here. Come get
And he makes it out to about the 37-yard line.
Gain of 2 on that play. 1st down.
Straight ahead on the give, and there's nowhere to run.
The defense was playing run all the way right there, and it paid off for him.
Gets to about the 37-yard line. Hopefully he's going to be okay.
That brings us 3rd and 10.
And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down.
Watch the run, watch the run. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike, let's go.
Quick throw out to the receiver. He's tackled at the 40-yard line.
Makes the tackle at the 30-yard line. That brings us 4th and 7.
The Gamecocks wide receiver out with an apparent injury, although he might make a comeback later in this game. Norman is back deep to return the punt. And he makes it out to about the 31-yard line. The Longhorns really could have overlooked this team today, I think, very easily, but they haven't done that so far.
No, you can't take anybody too lightly, and they've obviously not done that. They come out of the gate today and really putting a lot of points up on the board.
So we're just about ready to return to action.
Four down, four down. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Gets out to about the 31.
No gain. That makes it 2nd and 10.
He's scrambling, and he's taken down at about the 35. So the quarterback scrambles for about 4 yards on the play. Quick throw, almost intercepted.
You don't want to ever give your opponent a second chance, but that's exactly what they did by not making that interception.
Davis to punt. Oh, excellent punt. He's got the corner. Battle takes it to 21. He's taken down at the 35. The Longhorns are smothering the opposition so far today. What's this offense got to do to get off the schneid?
Well, you talk to offensive coordinators about that, and they'll say we've got to find our go-to guy. Who are our players that we know we can count on, and what are the plays that we typically feel the most confident about? That's usually where the offenses tend to go when they're getting shut down like this.
He's on the run, and they got him. Great play by the defense.
Well, that time they came with the blitz, and the linebacker was able to get free and come away with the sack.
They find themselves in a hole here after that sack. It's 2nd and long. He scrambled. He's taken down around the 36-yard line.
Gain of 8 yards. That'll bring up 3rd and 8.
Great pressure on the quarterback forced that incompletion.
Boy, they really pounded him on that throw.
That makes it 4th and 8.
Johnson is the punter. He gets out to about the 32-yard line.
That's how we do, D. That's how we do. They don't want none. They don't want none of this.
Let's see if this drive has a more rewarding conclusion than their last, which ended with a punt.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Steps out of bounds, right around the 36-yard line.
Gaining 4 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Caught out in the open. Knocked out of bounds at the 48.
That's going to gain 12 yards. First down.
Flip 49, 49, 49.
On the ground, up the middle. And he's tackled after positive yardage.
Gain of 7 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 2.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
There's a missed tackle. He makes it to the 45-yard line.
That makes it 3rd and 3.
Gets out to around the 32.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Let's make these makers cry all the way down.
He gets hit out of bounds at the 23-yard line. They go with a run, and that'll be a gain of 9.
That brings up 2nd and 9.
It's 2nd down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
And he's level at the 25-yard line. The quarterback tried to do a little too much by himself.
Hey, maybe next time he'll get it out to the back so he can do something with it.
This is the 8th play of this drive. Here's an opening. Tackled after a decent pickup.
That's a deep First down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
And he tackles him hard at the 20-yard line.
This is a big-time read by this safety. You know, a lot of times as a safety, you're sitting back there making sure there isn't a play-action pass or play potentially that can go behind you. I think this safety has that sixth sense. His instincts on that play were special. He read the run, got into the backfield, and made the play.
There he goes. Inside the 10, and he is drilled at the 7-yard line.
Makes it 1st and goal.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
He gets out to about the 6-yard line.
That brings up 2nd and goal.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
And he's tackled at the 3-yard line.
Gaining 3 yards. That makes it 3rd and goal.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Tackled just outside the goal line.
That's good for a gain of 3 yards.
We've played 1 quarter. The Longhorns lead 14-0. And we're ready for more football here in quarter number 2. They're trying to stop the run here with a goal line defense. And he's stopped behind the line. The offense couldn't convert, and that's going to cost them the possession.
Boy, the defense was waiting on that one. They've seen plays like that all season long. They came up with a great stop.
You think about the challenges these two teams are facing. On one side, you've got to find a way to keep building on your lead, and on the other side, you've got to find a way to get back in it.
That's a great tackle at the 3.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
They come out in a goal line set. Brought down
Around the 11-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 1. That's a gain of 2 on the play. First down.
And he just gets rid of it.
Second down, 10 yards to go.
Ball on their own 13. Trying to set up a little screen, gets it to his tailback. He's knocked out of bounds
At about the 23-yard line.
that one goes for good yardage and a first down.
Yeah, that's just a nice gain on second down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
There's a strike complete, and he hits him hard at the 25.
Called a gain of 2 yards. That makes it 2nd and 8.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Gains his way to the 36-yard line.
That's a gain of 11 on the play. First down.
Check 59, Mike.
Looks to him again, complete.
They'll bring him down at the 42-yard line.
Gain of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 2nd and 3.
Check 59, Mike.
Makes it to the 47.
Called a gain of 11 yards. First down.
Larry. Speed it up. Check 59, Mike.
They hand it off.
Makes it out to about the 39.
That's a gain of 8 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 2.
So it's second down and about 2 yards to go.
Double. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Got a man, watch out here. Tackle made around the 35-yard line.
Gain of 4 on the play. That makes it 1st and 10.
Caught, open field.
And they make the stop.
At about the 25-yard line.
On the tackle at the 25-yard line. That'll make it 2nd and inches.
Get in the weight room. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike check. Green 88. Hammerhead.
Takes it up the middle for a nice run.
That's a gain of 4 on the play. First down.
Right here. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
He makes it to the 18-yard line.
Called a gain of 3 yards. That makes it 2nd and 6.
Let's go, tackle. Let's go. We got this. Check 59. Check. Regular. Check 13. Check 13.
He tackles him for a loss.
Call it a loss of 2 yards on the play. That'll make it 3rd and 9.
Now it's 3rd and 9 coming up. Ball on the 20-yard line. Looks like he flinched down there on the line.
False start. Offense.
It'll be 3rd down again after that penalty.
Yeah, now they have more yards to pick up for the first down.
And he's sacked.
But the defense is fired up, responding and reacting to that sack. Not only do they get the quarterback, but they hit him and hit him hard. I think that can really create some confidence for this defense. The next time this quarterback drops back to throw, you got to be thinking he's going to be a little bit gun-shy and concerned about the pressure that this defense is putting on him.
4th and long here after the sack. He gets it up, and he splits the uprights.
That one looked like cake for this kid. Chalk up 3 points for the offense.
14-3, Texans. South Carolina to kick. He kicks it off, and he got all of that one. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback. It was a pretty one-sided first quarter, but I wouldn't be surprised if things changed in a big way before halftime. Throws it in a hurry. And down he goes at the 30-yard line.
That brings him 2nd and 5.
He's to the 40. He's hit and taken down.
Number 20 brings him down at the 41-yard line.
Man left.
1st down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Scrambling around. He's tackled at the 42.
That's good for a gain of 1 yard. That brings up 2nd and 9.
Check down, 81. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Easy.
He makes his way to about the 48.
Gain of 2 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
He's got to throw it in a hurry. And he's taken down at the 46-yard line.
Gain of 2 yards. That brings up 2nd and 9.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Check.
Nice catch, 1st down, and he's knocked out.
This isn't even the best example, but I'm going to tell you something. This young man is really getting better at running his routes, which is a truly underrated quality these days.
From the 29-yard line, it's 1st down. The Gamecocks lost one of their key guys earlier to that injury, and unfortunately, I don't think he's going to play any more football today. Throws to the receiver, and he's got it again. Good open field tackle.
Robinson makes the tackle at the 26-yard line.
Man left.
That makes it 2nd and 8.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
He makes it to the 25-yard line.
Call it a gain of 1 yard. That makes it 3rd and 7.
Side left. Four down. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Check.
And a quick throw. A huge play, and now they're in a great position to score.
I think play action is a big part of this offense and what they're trying to do today. They're running the football and they're mixing in some play action. And what that does is it freezes the linebackers and the safeties. It puts a lot of pressure on them to have to be able to defend both the run and the play action. And as a
touchdown, Longhorns. What a spectacular run by the quarterback.
That is such a weapon for your offense. When you have a quarterback who can do things like that, the coach probably loves drawing up plays for this guy.
And he converts the extra point. Jordan gets set to kick this one away. He just drills this one. Things are on the verge of getting out of hand before we even hit the half. These next few drives are going to go a long way in determining what kind of game this will end up being. They bring him down in the backfield. They'll drop him for a loss. Third and 13 coming up. Ball on the 22. Flips it middle to the running back. The defense has it. So it's the cornerback that comes up with a fumble, and this ball will change hands.
Fumbles will absolutely drown an offense. It's hard to get into a rhythm when you make mistakes like that.
The quarterback is on his way back onto the field, and he led a great drive last time out. They come out in a 5-wide set. He's taken down at about the 13. He ran a good-looking route and picked up positive yardage.
That he did, and he made a good catch. That short passing game is where you see all those hours in the summer that you put in pay off.
The quarterback in the gun, empty backfield, 5 wide receivers in the formation. Caught and out of bounds after a short gain. Rowland picks up around 5 yards with that catch.
And I like the decision the quarterback made on this play. He didn't try to force a deep pass. Instead, he just threw a little dump-off pass that was good enough for a first down.
And I think it was the quick throw by the quarterback that fouled up the defense on that one. Out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
That brings up second and goal.
Double tight, guys, double tight. Pull down, pull down. Check 59. Right.
They line up in the jumbo set. Touchdown, Texas!
Things can get pretty fierce in this territory, but they look totally in control there.
He splits the uprights with the extra point. A 4-play, 19-yard drive, and it's good for 7 points. So our score, 28-3. Texas to kick this one off. He sends this one deep. This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback. I'm really surprised how lopsided this first half has been. But this is college football, and no matter what the score is, the adrenaline's always pumping on both sides. He's scrambling. He's wrapped up for the sack.
That's a loss of 6 yards. That'll make it second and 9.
So the sack makes this a 2nd and long. Now we'll see how the backup can do after that injury. This one will fall incomplete.
Brad, I think the big fella was starting to think about his touchdown dance, and he forgot to secure the football. You've got to hold on to the ball, big man, before you start to run with it.
The Gamecocks saw one of their key guys go down earlier, but it looks like he might be able to get back in the action.
And they'll bring him down behind the line.
The option can be really tough to defend, but that time it was well played by the defense.
Johnson is the punter. He makes it out to maybe the 49-yard line.
The Longhorns right now are getting the play out of their quarterback that they expected, maybe even better than they expected. And now, as we get near halftime, there's going to have to be some adjustments made on the other side of the ball.
Well, the defense has got to be happy we're getting close to halftime so they can go back to the drawing board and try to figure out a way to slow down this quarterback. I think that more often than not, you look back at the first half and you think about, okay, let's eliminate this, this, and this, and let's maybe try a completely different way of trying to attack him. In my opinion, they've got to take some chances and be more aggressive in trying to put pressure on him.
What they've done so far hasn't worked.
5 wide. Now he's scrambling. And he's tackled at the 46. Texas up by a bunch. Zipped it out, and that was almost picked off.
This quarterback has got to do a better job of looking off defenders and allow his covered receivers some room to improvise and get free.
We're at the 1-minute mark, first half.
He's going to aim this one to the sideline, try to kick it out of bounds.
Oh, excellent punt.
So this one goes into the end zone, and that'll be a touchback. It's still only the second quarter. We've got a lot of football left, but I've got to say, this one is teetering on the brink of a blowout.
The defender had it and then dropped it.
Even though he didn't come up with it, that was a huge play because he disrupted the quarterback's rhythm. Anytime you can come that close to picking off a pass, it makes him think just a little bit more.
And they push him out at the 26.
So it's third down now, and they're going to need about 4.
3 down, 3 down. Check 59, right.
Tackled after a decent pickup.
The defense can't be surprised that they're running the football, but for whatever reason, they're not stepping up when they need to be able to come up with a stop.
Check 59, right. Mike is 59.
Tipped away.
Well, if a down lineman can't get all the way into the backfield, he should at least disrupt the play by getting his hands on the ball, which he did nicely that time.
From their own 31-yard line. Second down. They spread the field in the gun with 5 wide receivers.
They go back to him on a quick throw. Brought down at the 40-yard line.
South Carolina's going to have to use their second time out of the half.
Brad, you can really feel and sense the energy coming from the sidelines right now. They know how important it is to pick up first downs, and the coaches right now are showing the excitement that they have and yelling out the next play for the offense. But clearly the offense coordinator very happy about the execution on that last play.
Tackle at the 41.
They've obviously found a formula for moving the ball against this defense. Let's see if any adjustments are made before their backs are really against the wall.
Throws in a hurry. That close to being intercepted.
Boy, a golden opportunity missed by the defense. That was a sure interception only to be dropped.
2nd and 10. Ball on the 41-yard line. Delivers to the halfback on the screen. Knocked out of bounds, right around the 30.
That's a gain of 11 on the play. First down.
This is the 10th play of this drive.
Tight end right. Tight end right.
Three down.
He's on the run.
Fumble. It's scooped up, and it's a lineman that's got it.
He's pushed out of bounds at the 26-yard line.
We've played a half of football. The Longhorns lead 28-3.
Hi, everybody. Glad to have you with us on the EA Sports NCAA Football 14 halftime show presented by Nissan. Innovation that excites. David Pollock here in the studio as always to lend a little perspective to what just went down in the first 30 minutes. No impressive rushing numbers in the first half. Both teams continued to try to establish the run. They were very stubborn about it, though neither one was very successful. But you got the sense at times that it was a little predictable, that maybe the defense knew exactly what was coming every time.
The run game is extremely important. It's important because it's body blows to a defense and you loosen them up, I think, later in the game. It opens it up to play action, but that doesn't mean that your script goes 1st and 10, I have to run the football. Mix it up, keep them off balance, keep the defense guessing. You've seen across college football, the teams with the most balance seems to be the most successful offenses.
That's going to do it at halftime, just about ready to start the second half.
All right, you finish it up, brother. I'm going to get something in the cafeteria. I'm hungry.
But, look, wait, don't leave until you get my order. Brad Kirk, take the second half.
Very lopsided first 2 quarters. We'll hope for better as we head into the third.
Sends it sailing downfield. And it goes into the end zone, down for a touchback.
It's a new possession for this offense, so what will it hold?
I'm coming after you.
Texas
In control.
59,
slings it. And he tackles him hard at the 34-yard line.
Gain of 9 on the play. That brings up 2nd and 1.
It's 2nd down now, and they're just a few feet away from that first down marker.
Check 59. Mike is 59.
They'll bring him down
Around the 34-yard line.
Check 3. Out. Watch out.
On the ground, and he is walloped.
That's a loss of 2 yards on the play. That brings up 4th and 3.
Davis is waiting for the snap. And this one is a beauty. Battle takes it at the 23.
And he makes it out to about the 34-yard line. I hope they show some fight here and try to stay competitive. If you're going to get blown out, you at least want to go down swinging.
59. Mike is 59.
And that one's incomplete.
You know, he had his receiver open. He just put too much on that football. He's got to find a little bit more touch next time.
2nd and 10.
From their own 34-yard line. 2nd down.
Fires quickly, and he's got his man.
And they make the stop right around the 46-yard line.
That makes it 1st and 10.
Can't believe they let you play. Can't believe they even let you play.
He's under pressure. Tackle made at the 49.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That makes it 2nd and 8.
Here's a screen pass. Gets it to the back. And down he goes at the 50.
Gain of 1 on the play. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
go with a screen here, and the halfback's got it. He's tackled around the 44-yard line. About 6 yards on the play.
They executed the screenplay well here by getting the ball to the halfback. They pick up some yards.
Norman back to return it.
This punt bounces into the end zone, and this will be a touchback. The last time this offense had the ball, it was 3 and out.
Texas
Up by a big margin. He makes it out to maybe the 23-yard line.
Gain 3 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
It's 2nd and 7.
ball on the 23.
I love the toughness here by this quarterback of sitting in until the last second, trying to make a play downfield, only to have this defense get to him. He's got to do a better job maybe feeling things out a little bit, but at least he has the awareness and a toughness to sit in that pocket.
Throws quickly, and it's almost intercepted.
Fulton was the intended receiver on the play. That brings us 4th and 7.
The defense has everybody on the line. I think they're going to come after this one. He really got a hold of that one.
They'll bring him down at the 43.
Galloway's poised right now, Kurt, here in the 3rd quarter. He's such a solid player. I mean, he's everything we expected and then some, I think.
The one word that comes to mind with this young man is just consistency. I mean, he seems to be able to go out here in almost every single series. He gives his offense a chance to be able to have a drive, sustain that drive, and eventually put points up on the board. And he has been tough today for this defense to be able to try to contain.
Hey, sometimes the defense does everything right, and they still lose. That time they had tight coverage, which left no options other than for the quarterback to take off.
He's going to try and scramble. And they get the sack.
Man, these guys can be aggressive. When you stand back there and take hits like that, you definitely are going to feel it the next day.
From the 42-yard line. 2nd down. Throws complete. He's got space to work. To the 10. And he's taken down around the 1-yard line.
Well, you give up too many passes like that, and the game will be done before you know it. They cannot let these receivers get behind them.
Touchdown, Gamecocks. And the halfback took it in for the score.
Yep, he punched that in from a short distance. He had great blocking up front on that
play. And he hits the PAT. So a 4-play, 57-yard drive. And the result, 7 points. The score now, 28-10.
South Carolina lines up for the kickoff. Nice kick, plenty of distance. And it sails out of the end zone for a touchback.
South Carolina's got a little Jekyll and Hyde thing going on here on their defense.
Well, they were on their heels the entire first half. You look around now, they're flying around, making a lot of plays, and really giving themselves a chance to maybe win this game.
And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Throws it to the outside.
Great catch, and he's out of bounds.
With a quick throw.
He goes up, picked off.
Sheds a tackler.
Brad, this week these coaches told us about how they want their players to fight and really be determined. Here they are down by a couple scores, and the defense comes up with a big interception, showing that character that their coaches wanted to see.
First down, 10 yards to go.
Ball on the 38-yard line.
Let's go!
Makes it out to about the 49. There's a flag down, and it looks like this one's coming back.
Personal foul. Clipping. Offense.
You got to be careful to avoid these. Penalties are a great way to stall out a drive.
From their own 36-yard line. First down. There's a strike complete. He's down. About 4 yards on that play.
He took what the defense gave him that time, which is okay. It keeps the yards to go a little bit more manageable.
He's taken down around the 50-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 10 yards. That makes it first and 10.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Check.
He makes his way to about the 42.
That's a gain of 8 on the play. That makes it second and 2.
Come on, baby. Let's see what you got.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Hey, alert 3.
Tackle after a decent run up the gut.
That's a gain of 4 on the play. First down.
Roger. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. He's coming.
And a quick throw.
And he's tackled at the 27.
Gain of 11 yards. First down.
You must be getting tired of seeing me.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Hey, alert 3.
Got it and brought down immediately.
That'll make it second and 4.
And this is the 8th play of the drive.
Quarterback, don't get nervous, man. We ain't beginning to clear you. Don't get nervous. Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
Catches it and hit immediately for a loss.
Drop back 4 yards on that one.
Well, that's just a sound play by the defense. They dropped him well short of the line of scrimmage.
Third down now. They need to get it to the 17.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
Quick shot to the open receiver, and he can't hang on to the ball. Kicks away, and he just drilled it from long range.
Everyone's all lined up and ready for the kickoff.
Excellent kick.
This one's going to be down in the end zone for a touchback.
Quarterback couldn't maintain possession on their last drive. Let's see what he does here.
And we'll see how aggressive this defense is when they come back out. I would be surprised if they kept up the pressure to try to fluster this quarterback some more.
And they'll get him in the backfield.
Loss of 1 on the play. That'll bring up second and 11.
Check 59.
There's a strike complete. He's knocked out of bounds at the 33. He did not get to the first down marker. Davis is the punter. Booming kick. He gets out to about the 28-yard line. For Texas, they're really getting after the quarterback tonight. Great job by the defense tonight, getting into the backfield and creating issues for this line. The seniors on this defense are playing their last game, and you always want to win that one. They're on their way. There's got to be some sense of urgency to this offense right now. They don't have the luxury of wasting drives if they want to get back in the game. He makes his way to about the 38. So he keeps it, and he gets a big first down.
The quarterback made a very good decision here not to pitch. He saw a break in the defense and just hit it for a big gain.
Harris gets the call. Tackled after a decent pickup. Second down, 7 yards to go. Ball on the 42. Hands it off. Brought down at about the 39-yard line. Gamecocks running back down there on the sideline. He was injured earlier. He means a lot to this offense, but I think he's going to be able to come back in. Looks like he's ready to go. They try to get a head start there.
False start, offense.
It'll be third down again after that penalty.
Yeah, now they have more yards to pick up for the first down.
From their own 34-yard line, it's third down. Setting up blockers, a running back's got it on the screen. He gets hit out of bounds at the 31-yard line. Johnson to punt. It's away, and it's a booming punt. Tackle made at the 40, and he was able to pick up some nice yards on the return. Both squads are digging in now. Let's see what happens on this next drive. Tackle right around midfield. Decent run here, right side. He makes it to the 42-yard line. He's going to come up short. Good tackle. They call on the kicker for a long field goal.
The kick is up. They head to the sideline with nothing to show for that drive. And our score, 28-13, Texas. You know they'd like to do something a little more than they did on their last drive when they had to punt the ball away.
If they're going to make a comeback in this game, it's going to have to start now. This offense has to get rolling.
He's at midfield. And they finally make the stop at the 23. That's the end of 3 quarters to play, and this one's a little tighter than the experts thought. The Longhorns in front by 15. All right, we're just about set to start action here again in the 4th quarter.
Watch one. Get that quarterback. Get off.
They go right, and he's tackled behind the line. Darts it to the left.
Was the intended receiver on the play. That makes it 3rd and 11.
From the 23-yard line. 3rd down.
Three down. Check 59, right? Yo, 90. Motion.
Go.
Over the middle to his tailback. They'll bring him down around the 25-yard line. That'll be a 2-yard loss.
They really just didn't have any room to work on that play. The defense just suffocated them there.
It's 4th down, and they're going to try to go for it. And he might want it all here, and does. Unable to convert on 4th down, and the ball changes hands.
Hey, it's the last game of the season. Might as well pull out all the stops. That's a great play by the defense.
Both teams are well aware that a score on this drive is going to create an almost insurmountable lead. This defense has really got to step it up and make a stop. Caught with room to work. And down he goes, right around the 34.
Jones makes the tackle at the 34-yard line. That brings up 2nd and 1.
Check 59, right? Mike is 59.
He gets out to about the 35-yard line.
Call to gain of 1 yard. That'll bring up 3rd and inches.
Four down. Check 59, right? Mike is 59. Mike is 59.
And they make the stop right around the 38-yard line.
That's good for the 3 yards. That makes it 1st and 10.
They come out in an empty backfield. He's tackled at the 41.
That's a gain of 3 on the play. That'll make it 2nd and 7.
Four down. Check 59, right? Mike is 59. Mike is 59. He's coming.
He gets rid of this one. And they'll look to convert here on another 3rd down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
There's a fumble. Defense says they've got it, and they do. Tackle made at the 45. They work hard, and they got the turnover.
This is what it's all about. Defense taking advantage of an opportunity. They're pouncing on the loose ball.
So now both teams come trotting back out onto the field. And the booth is going to take a few looks at this to see whether or not the ball came out before he was down. So a big momentum shift could be in the making here as we take a look at the possible fumble.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
Well, after seeing the replay, it was apparent that his knee was down before he lost the ball.
Yep, those guys in the booth aren't perfect, but they got it right this time.
These special teams have done it before, blocking punts. It looks like they're coming after this one. They get this one off, and it's a beauty. This punt goes over the goal line, and this will be a touchback. The Longhorns have a defense that's a sight to behold, Kirk.
Well, they just play with a chip on their shoulder. They are all over the field. The defensive line knows their job. The linebackers, the safeties, the corners, everybody plays as one, and they've been fun to watch today.
So we're just about ready to return to action.
Makes it out to about the 29.
That's a D. That brings up 2nd and 1.
And he's taken down at the 27-yard line.
The thing about the option is you're going to have some negative plays, but if you keep running it, it'll create some big play opportunities.
They need about 3 yards to get the first down here on 3rd down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike, 59. Motion.
Gets to about the 27-yard line.
Makes the tackle. No gain. That brings us 4th and 3.
Norman is back awaiting the punt. And down he goes at the 42-yard line. And here we go with the offense ready to get things going again.
Check 59, Mike. Mike, 59.
Caught, and he's hit immediately. Steps out of bounds at the 47. Zips it to the back. They'll get him for a loss. That's a loss of 4 yards.
That play was sort of out of sync from the start, but you have to also recognize that the defense made a great play. They read it from the get-go.
Battle is the deep man awaiting the return. And this one is a beauty. This one will go into the end zone, and they'll bring it out to the 20.
It's going to be interesting to see how the action shakes out in this series.
Fires that quickly, incomplete.
Here's a case of a quarterback so eager to make a play that he failed to see the danger of that attempt and nearly gave the ball away.
From their own 20-yard line, 2nd down, in the shotgun and 5 wideouts. Quick throw, and he shoved out of bounds around the 27-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 7 yards. 3rd down.
They'll line up with 5 wide receivers. Fires out to his receiver. That was a close one, but the ball goes out of bounds.
from their own 37-yard line. It's first down.
First down.
It's our time. It's our time.
The halfback with the carry. He's taken down right around the 48-yard line.
That's good for a gain of 2 yards. That makes it second and 8.
He gets to about the 34-yard line.
First down.
Pick it up, guys. Pick it up.
And he carries the ball for a nice gain.
Call it a gain of 4 yards. That makes it second and 6.
Second down and 6. Ball on the 30.
Let's go, let's go.
He fights forward to about the 30. Pass out to the tight end, but it's incomplete.
That'll bring up 4th and 5.
It's fourth down, and the offense is getting set to go for it. Delivers to the halfback on the screen, and they get him in the backfield for a loss. Football will change hands as they fail to convert on fourth down.
Well, the defense was waiting on that one. They've seen plays like that all season long, and they came up with a great stop.
The quarterback leads the offense back out onto the field as we get set to resume play.
Check three.
Throws it in a hurry. And he's tackled at the 38.
That's good for a gain of 8 yards. That makes it second and 2.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59.
They'll drop him for a loss.
That's a loss of 1 yard on the play. That makes it 4th and 3.
Third down, and they're going to need about 3 yards to pick up the first down.
Check 59, Mike. Mike is 59. Mike is 59. Omaha.
He's on the run. He's wrapped up for the sack.
Loss of 6 on the play. That'll bring up 4th and 9.
A little more than 2 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Booming kick. Tries to get around the corner. He makes it out to maybe the 36-yard line.
At this point, you got to think about changing something, whether it's the play calling, whether it's the quarterback. This offense is not doing anything right.
So they're just about set to get the game going again.
Quick throw out to the receiver. Brought down at about the 49.
The play makes the tackle at the 49-yard line. That makes it first and 10.
And he's going to come up with a sack.
Makes the sack. That's 8 yards on the play. That'll make it second and 9.
And he can't get away from the pressure.
That's a loss of 6 yards. That'll make it 3rd and 1.
Defense hoping for another sack here on 3rd and long. Just over a minute left. Rifles it left. It's intercepted, and that should do it. Tackle right around the 32-yard line. From the 32-yard line. First down. Up the middle for a nice gain. The option to the tailback good for about 4 yards. The Gamecocks will use their first time out of the half. Run, and he's brought down.
Good pickup, and with a new set of downs, a chance to kill even more time.
South Carolina will have 1 timeout remaining. First down, 10 yards to go. Ball on the 21-yard line. And this should be a kneel down as they just try to kill the clock. He takes a knee. South Carolina's called their final timeout. If you're an offensive coordinator, you love this play. His quarterback will take a knee. Third down and 15. Ball on the 25-yard line. And he is drilled at the 16. This one's in the books, and our final score, 28-13, Longhorns. So what are your final thoughts on this one, Kirk?
As a big favorite, you know teams will be gunning for you, but they were ready for the competition today. Texas seemed primed for a blowout, and while this win is nothing to scoff at, it might be a little bit of a reminder that they've got to take every team very seriously that they face.
Here's a look at our player of the game. EA Sports will donate $10,000 in his name to his school's General Scholarship Fund. For Texas, they rack up their 12th win of the season. And for South Carolina, they drop below 500 on the season with today's loss.